I've been able to get lean, toned, strong, and confident in my body without doing a single diet, and I can live my lifestyle year-round while maintaining a low body fat percentage. And I competed in my first bodybuilding show last year. I won 3rd place, and I've been able to help transform over 1,000 women's lives inside of our Aligned Fitness coaching program. So let me break down the easiest way to burn fat, even if you've tried every diet out there and nothing has worked for you. Every diet fails because they're built on this one flaw. They're built on restriction, not reality. That's why you've tried keto, cutting carbs, fasting, and nothing has stuck long term. You either lose the weight and gain it right back, or you quit because what you're doing is not sustainable long term. But what if I told you fat loss is not about starving yourself and doing a diet? It's about structuring meals in a way that work with your actual life and making it a lifestyle change. With all the women we've worked with in our program, I've seen every single diet under the sun. But after learning our system, our clients have lost 20, 30, 50, even up to 100 pounds without giving up their favorite foods, without wrecking their metabolism, and while eating carbs every single day. The retention rate in our program is 95% because we teach what actually works. So point number 1 is why diets fail. Here's what I hear every day from women just like you. I eat clean all week but blow it on the weekends. I feel like I have to choose between losing weight or enjoying my life. Every time I lose 10 pounds, I gain 15 back. Does that sound familiar? Here's the truth. Diets fail because they rely on restriction and willpower. When you cut out carbs, you avoid sugar, you eat 1,200 calories per day, you're fighting your biology. You can do it for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, but eventually you'll cave. And then you feel like a failure. But it's not your fault. It's because the plan was broken. That's why I don't give my clients a diet. I give them a framework that works whether they're eating out, traveling, or cooking at home, so they don't feel like they're constantly starting over and stopping and starting again. Now, the reason why you might have tried a diet like keto or fasting or low carb in the past and maybe you did lose weight is because every diet is just another form of a calorie deficit. The only way to lose fat is to be in a calorie deficit. So when you're doing something like keto, you're completely cutting out an entire macronutrient, no more carbs. So you're more likely to be in a calorie deficit. When you're doing intermittent fasting, you're cutting out breakfast. You have a smaller eating window, so you're more likely to eat less food and be in a calorie deficit. So yes, those things can work, but just because you're losing weight doesn't mean you're losing fat and building muscle. You can lose a bunch of water weight and muscle doing keto, and then you just gain it right back because you don't sustain it your entire life. And so the goal should not be to restrict yourself and have to do a diet in order to maintain a lean physique. The goal should be to maintain a low body fat percentage year-round while still traveling, going on vacation, celebrating holidays, celebrating your birthday, and eating carbs and all the foods you love in moderation. And no, I promise it's not impossible. I do it myself every single year. And yes, it still works if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, if you're in your 30s and you're a mom, if you have hormonal issues or thyroid issues. All of the clients I just showed you fall into one or more of those categories. So this is the easiest way to structure your meals for fat loss. We'll call it the 3-part meal structure. Step number 1 is protein first. Every meal should start with protein, whether it's chicken, beef, Greek yogurt, eggs. Protein keeps you full, it stabilizes your blood sugar, and it helps you build muscle. Without it, your body may burn muscle instead of fat, which is not what we want. Also, protein is essential to life. You cannot live or survive without eating protein. Step number 2 is to add volume foods. Fill your plate with lower calorie, higher volume foods like veggies, lettuce, fruits. These are things that are very low in calorie that you can eat a large portion size of. So if you struggle with a high appetite, you always feel hungry, then you need to focus on low calorie, high volume foods. Potatoes is another great example, or greens, cauliflower rice. There are so many different ways to add more volume without adding more calories. And step number 3 is to add in some carb sources. You can still eat carbs and lose body fat. I eat lots of rice every single day, so you can choose from pasta, rice, potatoes, whatever works best for you. And a bonus tip in there is to use a pre-made sauce from the grocery store to add some spice and flavor to your meals. You can get teriyaki sauce, marinara sauce, pesto sauce. Just make sure that you're tracking it and fitting it into your calories for the day. This framework works because it's not about restricting something or being perfect every single day, but it's about building a balanced meal that is going to help you stay full, have energy, and feel your best. If every meal has protein, fiber, high volume foods, you'll naturally naturally start to eat fewer calories just because you're feeling more full and satisfied. And because you're consuming carbohydrates and healthy fats for energy, you're going to be able to move more throughout the day and burn more calories throughout the day too. Section number 3 is making it fit your life. Now here's the part every other diet also ignores, which is real life. Most women fail because they follow a perfect plan that doesn't fit reality. What about birthdays, holiday season, travel, vacations? I'm sure you're not doing intermittent fasting and keto on those. So instead of following something that you can't do year-round, you can't do it the rest of your life, why don't you just make a sustainable and balanced lifestyle change that you can still implement during holiday season, during vacations, and on your birthday? That is why I give my clients restaurant guides and travel guides, what to order when going out to eat, how to stay on track while still having fun on vacation, because that's what real life is all about. And if you don't have a plan that teaches you how to navigate those situations, then you're going to constantly feel like you're jumping from one extreme to the next and can never stay consistent. You don't need 75 hard challenge. You need 365 consistent. So for busy moms, that might look like simple prepped proteins for the week. You can buy pre-cooked proteins, crock pot meals, and high protein snacks that you can take with you on the go. For social eaters, it's learning how to fit these restaurant meals into your calories without going overboard. It's also learning how to order correctly at restaurants in a way that's going to be more in alignment with your goals. Example, maybe swapping fries for veggies instead, asking for dressing on the side, and always using protein as the anchor in your meal. And for my weekend warriors, the ladies who love to go out to eat on the weekend, or maybe you struggle to stay on track during the weekend, you can do something called calorie banking. It's when you lower your calories just a little bit during the week, Monday through Friday, maybe by about 100 calories each day, and you can bank those calories on a Saturday or a Sunday if you have a planned event or maybe a birthday or a dinner with family and friends. Now, you need to be careful with this though. This isn't about restricting yourself during the week and then binging on the weekend. It's planned and controlled flexibility. It's being planned and intentional with your weekly calories so you don't go over your deficit for the week, because your calories matter on a weekly basis. So even if you're perfect Monday through Friday, the weekend rolls around, you're eating 3,000 calories plus both days, you threw yourself out of your calorie deficit and you're not going to lose weight that week. So what I like to do with some clients who always have events or family dinners or things on the weekend is doing this calorie banking style, which is how my client Lauren was able to lose 50 pounds while still enjoying social events and outings with her family every weekend. It's not about being perfect every single day. If you try and be 80 to 90% consistent year round, okay guys, camera died, but we are back. But what I was trying to say is that it's not about being perfect year round. If you focus on being 80 to 90% adherent and consistent year round, you're gonna get way further than you trying to be perfect and never make a mistake. And it's not about being strict. It's just about making it a lifestyle and having new, sustainable, healthy habits. But now we need to get into common mistakes to avoid. So before you go and apply all of this, let me save you from some very common mistakes that I see all the time. Number 1 is under-eating protein. Most women think they're eating a lot of protein when they're barely getting half of what they need to build muscle. Now, I'm not saying you need to be eating 200 grams of protein a day. That is quite a bit for most women, but it's also not just about making a conscious effort to eat more protein and just be like, oh, I'll have some extra turkey on my sandwich or something. You need to be tracking your macros and hitting a specific protein intake for your body every day. Number 2 is forgetting hidden calories. Butter, oil when you're cooking, coffee creamer, sauces, dressing, all of those things add up quickly and they do still contain calories, so you do need to track them. And number 3, which is the most important, quitting after one bad day. Fat loss is not ruined by one meal. It's ruined if you quit after that one meal. Remember that consistency beats perfection. But here's the truth, even with the right meal plan, most women still don't see results. Why? Because of this one hidden factor that's holding your body back. Episode 8 reveals the reason why your body isn't changing even when you've tried so many diets. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next episodes of my Lean and Strong series. But if you want to learn why you haven't hit your goal yet, then I want you to click on this next video here.